Hello and welcome, as it is the 25th day of October 2020, and this is my strategy going into Sunday, or really my betting strategy, and it's that of fantasy sports. I don't want to put any names for what it is. Like, it is baseball fantasy, but I don't want people who I'm playing against to get this information. This is a really advanced, amazing strategy for game number game number five rather, of the World Series. And boy, what I've just finished watching game four, what an amazing watching game. I lost 50% on my bet, but whatever, that was it was not a game I should have been winning, given Mookie Betts was the one I tailed big, and he was an 0 for so, and I still ended up doing what I did. And it was a high-scoring game, which wasn't the game I was trying to play for. So I'll explain hedging in this, because that's what I'm doing, because it's going to work within this game, and it's a beautiful spot. I'm also going to go over that of American football, the National Football League, that and baseball. Also, if the reason why I'm doing this, one reason, of course, is because of just, if there's anyone interested in fantasy sports, I can explain, well, these games are the ones I'm very good at. In order, I can't say I'm that great at golf. In American Madden football, I'm learning. Soccer and baseball, I believe I'm very good and have done extremely well, so I've done well. Hockey just crushed it this year in hockey. And even just managing bankrolls, especially on DraftKings, it's so easy to build a bankroll on there. If you're interested, let me know. Also, because of the fact that there's people that I know personally who would like this information, that's why I'm making it. I'm going to send the email via that way. Again, a very powerful strategy in which I will be playing for Game 5 of the World Series. So then, without further ado, let's get started. And this is the DraftKings page, which has lineups. This is my National Football League and my baseball lineup. First of them, I have 136 entries, and both of them are going to go higher. And 183 for NFL. I'll be playing two different lineups in football, and I'm probably going to go 36 different lineups. And why 36? When I go into entries on here, 32. I did the numbers 32, 64, 32 entries rather, because I got 32 of these mini maxes. I've bought 20 for a quarter. I've bought 20 dimes here, and they just keep piling. I mean, I'll buy like a whole bunch of these. Every time a new dime comes up, I buy 20 of them. That's $2. All these different satellites. When you want to talk about satellites, these are for the other game that I'm playing, the fantasy football. I got 5 of them that I've got playing in this, and then they'll just go off the individual of the 32 lineups. And as more games come in, it'll be about a couple $100. And then in this one here, this is that big tournament, $3.75 million. I got 2 entries that I'm going to be playing. I'm not too sure what I'll be playing exactly, but I'll go over what I have. I'll go over that first, because it's not going to be too long on that. And then I'm going to go over the powerful baseball strategy, I think, for game number 5 of the World Series. And the strategy is wherever you have 2 major pitchers that are great at strikeouts in a pitcher's duel game. And that's exactly what I see coming in that game. And then we got all these different satellites, fantasy golf, millionaire tickets, all these other different cash games in here. 6 different entries, so that means this line will play the dime game 3 different times, twice here from the quarter game. More football satellites. This is just a whatever. This is a weird free roll that they just throw into me. I don't know what this comes from. I don't know what the 7 means. I don't have 7 lineups though. And then another free roll here, and then we just keep on scrolling down. A lot of satellites again for the golf and the... I mean, if I get big, I could hit like dozens and dozens of these tickets if one of these lineups goes off. I've done relatively, really, really bad the last few weeks, but I laugh it off, literally. So let's take a look at the lineup that I am playing. I mean, I'm not going to play this lineup, especially now that Jamison Crowder's doubtful. Sam Darnold, questionable. I think he's going to start, though, and I like his matchup at home against the Buffalo Bills, and I know you can't see that again too well because of the size of the screen, So let's keep on doing that as need be. You can't see it now, but he got 24 fantasy points his last game, and he's got a matchup against the New York Jets at 5,000. I still got information to watch, so I don't even know I'm going to go with this. Alvin Kamara at running back position. We have Christian McCaffrey in IR, but Ezekiel Elliott 7,800. Let me see if I can change this to get matchups for the setting on the size. Okay. So we have Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones questionable, Kareem Hunt. I like Alvin Kamara here, 30.1 average. But Swift is a guy taking over on the Detroit side, averaging 14.4. Swift posted his best game as a professional as he saw his involvement in the offense spike significantly following the team's bye week in week 5. As he's coming off of 30 and a 15-point effort, 3 catches for 4 yards. So I like to see guys catch the balls, but what a bulk good game. 14 carries for 116 yards, 8.3 average, and two guys in the major house. And he's playing against the Atlanta Falcons. So if you take him off of here, 54. The Atlanta Falcons, 25th against the running back position. They're just a team that I think is a joke. Calvin Ridley, this is a fantastic young wide receiver coming in. Jamison Doubtfield is doubtful. And if he doesn't play, this really does hurt my liking of Sam Darnold. Tim Patrick on the Denver Broncos side. He's new guy coming in. He's coming off of 17, 24, 14 points, 4 receptions, 4 catches, 4 of 8, 100 yards, 200-yard games in a row. So he's making some shit happen, basically. Then we got Travis Kelce, tight end against the Denver Broncos, just a big game tight end. Keelan Cole. We have, really, he's just a filler anyway, so there's a good chance I'm going to change. Let's just move on to baseball. And then, no, I got to go defense. Because this one's a tough one here. What do we do here? I got the Browns in. 6.2 average, costing $2,800. But who do we go with? Do we pay for the Buffalo Bills against the New York Jets? It's a big cost. I hate to pay the chalk. Tampa Bay's defense, road game. I don't like the road game situations, although I do have the situation here. But it's a Cincinnati situation. Cincinnati, I don't trust. They're a terrible offense, or a terrible team. But Las Vegas, on the road, don't like it too much. San Diego Chargers, they're not that good. Los Angeles Chargers, rather. And then on the cheap end, Seattle against Arizona. No, not Arizona. Arizona's for real offensively, I think. The Washington football team against Dallas. With the injuries that they've been going through, I still don't trust Dallas even though they're 22nd, as far as being a pathetic offense. But, yeah, that's that. Let's go on to the strategy now. This is what we got. Clayton Kershaw, captain. And they got day-to-day on him. Same thing with Mayer or Kiemeyer. This is just sick how today's game went. And, of course, Kiemeyer, he's been the pricing of it. Do they got today's game home run? Yeah, look at these $4,000 prices. He wasn't $4,000 today. Oh, I've been hitting this guy hard. And, it worked I had a huge profit on October 20th. But maybe that's because Kiemeyer got 19 points. But... actually, no, I didn't have a big profit. I actually lost that day. I lost game 1. Pretty decent. I got 3/4 of my losses back on game 2. I did very good on game 3, and I lost 50% today. And I'm up for the World Series overall because of the big win I had on the 21st. It was like a 3.5x win, 3x win. Anyway, throwing that one aside, he was like, oh, now it wasn't 4,000 or anywhere near the cheap price. He was like so expensive to play. I hardly played him. Then he has a big game. But I was even thinking that's going to happen now. That's going to happen today because of this game, because of the fact I think players care what the DraftKings prices are, because it happens like that to me all the time. Yet I win so fantastically as it is. With that, basically what I'm saying is I believe my luck in this game is a little unlucky, and yet I've been crushing it. And if that's that's just fantastic. Actually, it makes me laugh, especially with the football losses and other miscellaneous things that go wrong. It makes you laugh it off. Okay, so before we go into this, let's just bring up a box score of a game from last year. This is a playoff game. It was the Washington Nationals taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Washington Nationals winning 3-1. And this is the pitcher's duel game that I'm hoping for. There were 7 hits in the game, 3 runs, 3-1. Let me just read this. Okay. So what we see here is a 3-1 game. So how does the pitcher's duel work in here? What we got for hitters? Washington, Trey Turner, 2 for 4. He had a pretty good game, scoring a run. And then we had Adam Eaton, who was 1 for 4 with a couple RBIs. We have Taylor, 2 for 4. So there's going to be a few hitters, but most of these guys aren't really going to get too much. Let's just see. What was there for extra bases? We had Adam Eaton with a double and Michael Taylor with a home run. So Eaton and no stolen bases. So here we have, say, Eaton. Double, that's 5 fantasy points. RBI, 2 points. 2 RBIs, that's 9. That's pretty okay. And Trey Turner, did he get the home run? No, Taylor got it. So Trey Turner got 2 hits. We'll presume that are singles. That's 6 points. And a run, that's 8 points. Matt points. And then you got Rendon, who got a hit. And a walk. So we got 5 points for you. Okay, whatever. And then we had Taylor, who had the home run. That's like it took 20 for the home run. Plus he got like another hit. So he got like a little over 20 points. That's a good score. And then, of course, St. Louis, they only scored 1 run. So what are they going to get? Like, you got 1 for 4. I mean, just going to be like, man, like 2, 3, 5, 8, whatever points. As far as the pitching is concerned. And to me, this is the type of pitching matchup we have tomorrow. 2 strikeout gem pitchers. And they really need to go after the bullpens today. The bullpen was fully used. So these pitchers are going to be asked to really stretch it, which is what I'm going to want. Max Scherzer pitches 7 innings, allowing 1 hit, walking 2, striking at 11. Well, that's 22 points for the strikeouts. Plus your innings pitch, letting in 3 miscellaneouses without a run. And you get the win bonus. Yeah, he's got huge points. Monster points, 30, 40, whatever points. And then Adam Wainwright. 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Well, net strikeouts is 8 for me because you lose 2 points for a run and you get 2 points for a strikeout. So that's 16 points in strikeouts and runs. Miscellaneous is 7 hits and a walk. That's 8. Then the innings, so you get points after that. He's got good points in a losing cause. In the bullpen, what do we have? We got Miller, who pitched 2/3 of an innings, getting a strikeout. So like 2 points. Heisley got 2. He got 4 points for his 2 strikeouts. I mean, hey, that's the same as that's better than a single, and that's the same as 2 walks. Or maybe a couple RBIs without anything else, maybe 2 sac flies. Okay, the bullpen here, we have Doolittle, who has 2 hits, allows a run, gets a strikeout. So he would have pretty much a 0-ish kind of score because the strikeout and run balance each other out. The hit and the innings pitch would kind of balance each other out too. Corbin, just 1/3 of an inning and 2/3 ain't nothing there. But the bullpen relievers are going to be important within this strategy because if I get a game like that, you got to have both pitchers in your fantasy lineup. And how are we going to go ahead about doing that? Because this lineup doesn't have that. No, it doesn't. Let's make one that does. If I put Kershaw in, and then I put in, say, Glass now instead, I'm left with 5,450. The minimum player is 4,000. With 21,800 chips remaining, and I know you can't see the last few digits here, but as it is, we have not much room for players that are going to play. Because who do we have? We have Mookie Betts, who's going to play Seager, Ozarena. What a movie style ending it was for Game 4 with him at the plate. It was so cool. Tampa was 1 home run away from winning the game, and Los Angeles was one strike away from winning the game in the same pitch. It was so cool. Max Muncy's playing. Bellinger will play. Then we got Turner and Lowe who will play. Will Smith. I think it's not Will. Who's the Kershaw catcher? Is it Will Smith? 10-20 and 10-15 is his previous games. But either way, he's 8,200. I mean, 10-20 and 15. Yeah, he's catching them. So Will Smith will catch the balls in Sprice. You got Joey Wendell who can play. I think it's H.O. Margot who's a 7,400. Pollock is 7,200. That's expensive for Pollock, and he's not that good. J.Man Chow, 7,000. That's expensive. Willie Adames is 68. These are expensive prices, but this is good. I like this because this is going to make it very difficult to get 2 pitchers in for people. So how do we go about doing it? I mean, I got to find a few hitters in this 5,000 range. It's going to be a pretty shitty hitting lineup. I mean, they can come through. Austin Meadows at 6,000. Could play Hunter Renfroe. Jock Peterson, 56. Now, he hit number 9, Hernandez, but maybe you get... So, Kiermaier's 52. Now I got a 53 average. Who else can we put? Like, Kevin Smith ain't playing. Galvin Lux, Perez, Barnes. We already know he's not going to start. Okay, so maybe Diaz plays for 54. Now I got 56 and Jock Peterson. This might be... I need a hitter for 56. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a combination of starters available where you can put in Kershaw captain and then Glasnow flex and only hitters. I just don't think that's going to happen. Now, if we go the opposite direction now and have Glasnow captain, and captain means you pay 50% more, you get 1.5 times the points. You also, so your points are 1.5 and the cost is 2. So maybe at this stage I might be able to do it. Austin Meadows, maybe he starts. And there only might be 1 or 2 combos if there is. And I really want to get Clayton Kershaw in as captain. So how can I go about making this happen? Now, I mentioned the relievers, and, well, that's really what it's going to come down to. So then, let's go ahead and put in Clayton Kershaw and Tyler Glasnow. And what we're going to do is try to find some relievers who are going to play in this game. Now, why did my browser do that? Just wanted to move it up a little bit like that. Just remove non-probables. I want to unclick that. Because what I want to do is look at the pitchers. And this worked out perfect in Game 4, the fact that the bullpen played extensively. Because now I want to focus on the fresh relievers in here that have a price tag at around 42, 44 and cheaper. So let's just see who we got. So you can click on every player. We got Joe Kelly first of all. Well, Joe Kelly, 10-game log. And they don't have today's games updated. Maybe they will in the next few minutes as I'm doing this. But he pitched October 20th and 21st. So if they haven't played recently, then they're a go. And they're live, of course. They're live pitchers. Then we have Dylan Floro. I'm trying to remember if he pitched because he was in some of my lineups today. I mean, look at the stats here. 10-21. He gets 3 points, -2.5, 6.6, 2.9, and 8.3. And so, I mean, he's 46. So you're really going to need to get these 4,000 and 4,200s just to make it work. But we're going to have to put a couple of these guys in. So what do we got? We got Pedro Baez. He pitched today. So he pitched his first 2 games of the World Series. He pitched how many games against Atlanta? 4 games against Atlanta, and that's been his playoff performance. And these hitters, I don't want to play any backup hitters, even at 4,000, other than the ones that no. If they're consistent backup hitters, you can check them out to see if they're hitting backup all the time. But I've kind of rather go with a reliever than a backup hitter many folds times more. Victor Gonzalez. Is it Victor? Yeah, Victor Gonzalez is pretty... He was warming up again today. He's 4,400. He was been 4,000. I've been playing him for the last few games. But this is a guy, and maybe it's me that's been playing him, why it's been going up, I don't know. Sheriff is 4,400 as well. put him in. I thought, other than the fact if he pitched well, even if he pitched 17 pitches on the 23rd. If his pitch count was low today, and I don't know if he pitched or not. Most certainly, if he didn't pitch, he's a major play. And then we got Kelly Anson, who pitched the 9th. He's got 2 games in a row. I want no part of Kelly Jansen. He pitched yesterday, the game before. So I'm gonna and this is a guy that and people look for pitchers. These are the ones he has been more owned. I've noticed too. Now we have 4,200 for Gratterall. And Gratterall pitching on the 23rd, 18th, 16th, 15th. So we can see how many like -7-1, so it can go negative with these pitchers if they allow runs, but you can still get these positive games that can get you over the board. They can help, but the zero scores can work mathematically. If these guys get the job done and the only combination is putting these shit-ass 4,000 players in, then it might not matter if they get 0 or not, you're going to win, basically, because of if it's that type of game I showed within the box score, especially if you happen to get the hitters in that go with it, because you're going to have your share of hitters, not too many, but enough. I mean, you're talking about having a lot of pitchers in the lineup. Continuing on with the pitchers, I mean, they've increased some of the prices a few $100 higher. Hopefully there's some good... there's still... he pitched again today, and he pitched... that's former Blue Jay, Aaron Loop. He's got to be 4,000, because I haven't seen him yet. But who else would there be? So we have A. Jackson, starting pitcher, but no stats. No. Gil Martin, relief pitcher, 2.6 average. But he hasn't pitched since August 22nd against the Blue Jays, so he ain't on the team. So is there anybody left? Josh Boers, 2.5 average for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we can read here, was optioned by the Dodgers on Friday. This is September 18th, so, I mean, he's no longer in play. Starting pitcher, no stats. Now we got Alvarado at 4,000. For Tampa Bay, 60-day disabled list. He will not be part of the Royals World Series. Actually, you can't see 60-day DL. Yeah, see, there's where it says 60-day DL. But he is not part of it. Aaron Loop might be played pretty... I mean, he played today, but he didn't pitch that much, though. So he didn't have too many pitches. But you also see he never does really pitch too many either. But if he gets a few strikeouts, and then you can time the win. I mean, you got no wins in here, but yeah, you can get lucky on that. Like, what would be ideal? You got like 0-0 and no extra innings, and then your reliever gets the win. Yeah, it's a long shot. You don't need it to win, though. Then we just scroll down. We got Seager, starting pitcher, 5.2, or Slegers. Slegers will not be on the Rays roster for the World Series. How many combos are going to be available? Doesn't look like there's too many, but we got Santana, but he hasn't pitched since the 6th. See, that's the guys that aren't playing. They put him in there. Kolarek, I believe he's alive, yeah. I believe Adam Kolarek, yeah. This guy can be heavily owned, and he's... How many pitches does he throw? He threw 28 pitches against Atlanta on the 13th, but hasn't pitched in so long, though. But, I mean, that's the thing about it. That's what makes it so great, because they're going to really need him. And if he pitched light today, that would still be good. But he is on the active roster, so that's help right there. Mitch White, 6.8 average. He can't be going on. Good? Nope, because he hasn't really played at all. And we got 2 guys on IL. And Jake McGee is for real. He pitched against Tampa here. Remember, he was in the bullpen in today's game, too. Remember, I didn't play him in this day's game because he has a really lower owned option. But his option availability go way higher. So let's put in Jake McGee in. And let's go put in, say, another 4,001, like Aaron Loop. And what would be easiest for me is maybe just typing it. Now I got a 6,900 average, so I can get some hitters in. I can't get Mookie Betts. If I put another $4,000 guy, we're talking 98. So at this stage, because Kershaw's my captain, I'm going to go heavily favored to want Dodgers more than Tampa, because if they win, then the Dodger hitters are probably going to do better. So let's go ahead and remove these pitchers here and see, well, when I got 2 guys left, I know I have to get someone under 69. So who do we know who can hit that's under 69? With Austin Meadows, Jock Peterson, So if I put someone like Kiki Hernandez in, I got an 84 hitter. Turner used to be under 84 around the 86. Now, can I go 52 somewhere? If you can see, I might have to go something like, and maybe, you never know. But you see how both teams got home runs in the other game. Maybe you go like, say, maybe if he happens to start, if Diaz is starting, you go in there. Now I could look at the combination. I could put Bellinger in and Turner in. So that's what I'm going to do. And I made that line. Now, interesting how I made these lines. The reason why I'm doing 32 is because of the mathematics of it. It's a power of 2. So I did 64 lineups the last 2 games. So therefore, I have 64 cards. So 64 cards becomes 2 32s. And then with each of them progressing further, a 16-player card, an 8, a 4, a 2, and a 1. So when I go about do this and I decide which lineups I want to put this in, I'll just literally click on every other one this way. And I wish there was a button to do it manually for you, or hey, read my brain. And this is probably how the future is going to work. Read my brain. I want it done this way. That is both amazing and extremely scary at the same time that could be possible. Because I know I think about this, I tediously want to do it this way. And if you can understand what I want to do, I mean, it's going to take me 20 minutes. Well, this won't take 20, but it takes me 20 minutes to do. But if you do it, know what I want to do, it would take me like no time at all, like a minute or seconds, whatever. That's what I'm going with. Meaning, if you know what I want to do, it would literally take a split second to go ahead and put this in. So with every other line, what this means is every lineup is going to have a satellite. Every time a new game's come up for these, I'm going to buy them. Every line for satellites and everything will come into play. And then I'm just going to keep on moving these in halves all the way through. And then come... and the same thing with the football that I shown. I'll do that tomorrow, though, at some point. I still don't know what I'll do that when I decide what my 2 lineups are going to be. I also got soccer tomorrow. I'm not going to go over that. There's a lot of soccer good games tomorrow. Oh, I had one very good game today. And I'm looking forward to good future action, too. Because I'm thinking soccer might have a tremendous advantage the more I'm going at it. I'm still rookie at it. So there we go. All those lineups are done. And I can assign the lineup in here. And it's done. Now my hedge. So as I look at it, what's going to hurt my game? Well, high-scoring games. Like the 4-2, 5-1s, 3-0, 5-0 games, 4-0 games should all work out great. Because that means hitters aren't going to get that many points. And the pitchers should. And we got major strikeout guys. Glass now is a strikeout machine, and so is Clayton Kershaw. I mean, well, look at the stats: 124 strikeouts in 81 innings. Yeah, holy shit, that's huge. And Clayton Kershaw, greatest modern day pitcher. I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at. Maybe it's normal with good pitchers today, but he's still 10 over the number. 93 strikeouts in 83 innings. And his last game, what phenomenal performance. Striking out 8 people in 6 innings. Just phenomenal. We've had a 13 strikeout effort. And Tampa Bay just strikes out a lot. The announcers were saying, oh, by the way, this is one comment I wanted to make about baseball. This is one thing about love about being in Canada, is that I get the international feed, and it's been this way for years with Matt Vasgersian and Blue Jays announcer Buck Martinez. Mr. Buck, boy, football, baseball, I don't like here. I'm not a big fan of you. TBS wasn't a fan of you in the playoff series. And all the American announcers back ever since 91, 92, ever since the leaving of the late 80s, late 80s ones, they've been bad. So I kind of like that. Anyway, strikeouts have been good. So for my hedge, if the score is high scoring, then how is this going to work out? The pitchers, well, they might do okay, but one of them might be good and one of them might get the win. And what I will be having situations where only one pitcher will be played here and there, but no, a lot of them will be played with 2. But I do want to realize, how do I play 4-0, 5-0 games? I realize hopefully If that's the case, other pitchers should be fine. But I'll have some lineups with just one pitcher, like this one here with just Kershaw, some with just Kiermaier, but not too many. It'll mainly be this way that I'm going to do it. And not too many. And I really... Okay, more strategies. How about this one? I mean, that was just one of them. The cheap-ass guy is captain. That's the one. So let's just say... And these 9-hitters have been getting home runs lately. It's a new trend. But so let's just say you put in this Hernandez or something as captain. Right here. Okay, so now you put both pitchers in. Now we're left with 6,500. So now I might only have to put like... Well, can I even put bets in? Yes, I can. I mean, this is what I need to do. So now with the 4,850 average and 9,700 back, and this is the math that's so easy. What's min cost? 4,000 or even 42, 44, 46 for all these good pitchers. So I need about $5,000 player and I'll reliever, and I'm going to do that. So there's another strategy in which they're going to do. And how can I put these other ones in? I know Betts, he had a very, very bad game. But this, to me, I think would be any type of shit-ass player. Hopefully that player has a good game, even if he gets a bit. But if you get these three guys in flex, and that's how I think more people are going to try to do it anyway. So that's why I'm going to be more hoping on the captain lineups as it is. So I'm going to bet over the total. Literally, it's just going to be one of the easiest ways of doing it. Damn it, it's up to 8 already. It was 7.5 before. And I figured people would bet it up a bit. Oh, well, do I pay the juice? And go 7.5? 180? I'd probably go 7.5. Minus 125. That's what the ratio of that would be. And then, and what also has been really weird, whenever I've been making bets on here, and I always lose, like always. I feel like seems like every single bet, whether it's a big underdog like Montreal or Chicago to go to the Cup, or a minus 140, plus 120, plus 200, plus 160. It seems like I've lost like 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row. My last hedge was a pretty large one. A few $100 I lost on the Dallas Stars to score a goal in the third period in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And I bet about $200 in cryptocurrencies for that game, and I lost. They didn't score, but I realized if they didn't score, I was going to win for sure 4 figures, like $1,500 on the DraftKings, 2,000 or something, 3,000. It would be a good game, and I did, because it did end in a shutout. And I was hoping near the end for that game that defenseman, there was a defenseman. I had one defenseman on Dallas, where if he would have scored, I would have cashed big on my fantasy. The only one I had. It was like one of the lower mid-range defensemen. Why do I forget his name? And he was Jamie Oleksiak. Yeah, if Oleksiak would have scored, I was so cheering for him. Like, come on, go, 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 because I would have won my bet on the over, and I would have won huge on my bet. Now that didn't happen, so I'll probably make a bet on over the total here. So if it's gonna work out, maybe a bet like I'm gonna probably bet about 160, 150 to 200. So this, I'll bet maybe $40 to $50 worth on the over. Maybe do 60 now there because it's a bit juiced on the minus one. And then this way, if it goes over the total, I lose my fantasy. At least I'll make like $50 worth of cryptos back. And given that I'm actually gonna be selling a few just to be using it for money soon, it would work out at good timing because then I could use it for that. Because I'm gonna be spending, it's basically about buying Amazon stuff. So my Amazon bill is going to be like almost $300. So if I could add $50 to that bill or so, that would always help. So yeah, thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.